up on the 7-Minute Sports Daily, we take a quick look at the PGA Tour Championships as Brooks Koepka went all Zoolander blue steel on the PGA Tour and also doubled down on his feud with Bryson DeChambeau. Plus, I'll tell you who the biggest surprise is in the National Basketball Association bubble, and a hint for you on that. It is the hottest place on earth with an actual population. All of that, and trust me, a whole lot more coming up on the big show today. I am Dave DeBaugh. This is the 7-Minute Sports Daily, my daily attempt to bring you the world of sports in 7 minutes or less. Diving straight into it, we go to San Francisco, TPC Harding Park, as the PGA Championship has arrived. And real quick, to get this out of the way, Tiger Woods is indeed prowling. He is just, he's 2 under, 3 strokes off of the lead currently held by Jason Day at 5 under. But the real story has to be Brooks Koepka and his sudden resurgence back to the top or near the top of the PGA Tour. Koepka, who just 2 weeks ago, Brooks Koepka couldn't even make the cut at the 3M Championship in Minnesota. I'm just saying, he was going up against what can best be described as a slew of Tier 2 PGA Tour players and didn't even make the cut. You put Brooks Koepka back into the PGA Championship, a championship that he's won 2 years in a row, and is trying to three-peat, and suddenly he goes all 4 under, shoots a 66, and walks around TPC Harding Park like he actually owns the public golf course. I'm just saying, Brooks Koepka was stoic. He was absolutely stoic throughout his round today. It was so unbelievable to watch that at times he actually looked like Zoolander, and he kept flashing that damn Zoolander blue steel look at the camera. It was an incredible thing to watch. If you haven't had a chance to see some of the Brooks Koepka PGA Tour Championship Round 1 coverage, you should absolutely go hunt it down. But Brooks wasn't done there. Not only did he put on a great performance actually on the golf course, but I have to say, I think he put on an even better performance in his post-game press conference. Brooks just went ahead and he doubled down totally on his feud with Bryson DeChambeau, if you will. He added more fuel to that fire. And he said, look, there's no reason to be scientific with all the numbers and stuff like that on TrackMan. Just go out and play. And so Brooks was talking about Bryson DeChambeau. DeChambeau, at the time of this press conference, was actually teeing off on the first hole. It is just fascinating when somebody who clearly should be playing hockey ends up playing the PGA Tour at an extraordinarily high level. Because Brooks Koepka is not like 99.5% of the PGA Tour players who are polite even when they don't want to be polite. That is almost the definition of what a PGA Tour player is like during a post-round press conference. Brooks Koepka, on the other hand, is hockey on the greens. He is literally a hockey player who is playing golf at an extraordinarily high level. So Brooks Koepka's continuing ripping on Bryson DeChambeau. Look, I do not know if Brooks Koepka simply just really doesn't like Bryson DeChambeau, or Brooks Koepka is just stealing a page from a lot of the other great athletes of our era that like to find things that will motivate them. Is Brooks Koepka just Michael Jordan's version of the Detroit Pistons and Isaiah Thomas? Is Brooks Koepka's Isaiah Thomas actually Bryson DeChambeau? I mean, it's amazing and it's fascinating to watch unfold. Look, there would be nothing better for television ratings over the weekend if we couldn't get some Brooks Koepka with that Tiger Woods who's prowling at 2 under, or with Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau playing together in the final round. It would be must-see TV. The PGA Tour, its ratings would literally go through the roof. You've got to love Brooks Koepka. Basically, the kind of hockey player. He's not just like a finesse hockey player. He's not going to actually pass the puck. He might not actually score a lot of goals. If Brooks Koepka was a hockey player, all he would do would be the enforcer on your team. All right, so moving on to the National Basketball Association bubble. And I teased this a little bit earlier, but honestly, the biggest surprise in the NBA bubble to this point has to be the Phoenix Suns, which happen to reside in the hottest place on planet Earth that actually has a population of any significant size. It is amazing to see what the Phoenix Suns have done in the bubble so far. They have won not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 straight games in the bubble and are now just 2 games out of a playoff spot. They've got Portland ahead of them by a game, and then a game in front of Portland is, of course, Memphis, who is completely falling apart. Speaking of falling apart, how disappointed is Adam Silver in the New Orleans Pelicans at this point? If Adam Silver as a commissioner could fire Alvin Gentry as the head coach and replace him with somebody else, he would do it immediately. There is obviously something wrong with the coaching staff in New Orleans that's preventing this team from actually playing better on a night in and night out basis. Way too much talent. So back to the Phoenix Suns real quick, because this is the 7-Minute Sports Daily. But real quick, Devin Booker, he is the best basketball player on a bad basketball team in the National Basketball Association. Hell, I think if we had an award for the NBA bubble best basketball player on a bad basketball team, Devin Booker would win in a landslide. His game-winning shot against the Clippers a couple nights ago was legendary. His play against the Indiana Pacers earlier today was solid. But his 70 points in a national basketball game is what legends are made of. It is baffling to me that Devin Booker is still a member of the Phoenix Suns, because when you consider how bad that organization has been, it can't keep a coach. Its players literally change on a quarterly basis. They can't seem to get anything right. Well, finally, they at least have a shot. They at least have a shot with 4 games left in the bubble season for the Phoenix Suns to surprise and shock the world and make a run at the NBA playoffs so they can be slaughtered by LeBron James, who will be extraordinarily rested at that point. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in to the big 7-Minute Sports Daily. If you haven't subscribed to the show, please go ahead and subscribe to the show. Oh, one other thing from the PGA Tour, super quick. Will somebody please tell Ricky Fowler that his mustache makes him look like he's moonlighting as a chef at a Benihana's? I just had to get that in. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning into the 7-Minute Sports Daily. Check out our big website. Lots of news stories up on the website. I think one of the stories that was doing the best on the site has to be the Antonio Brown story, which is the headline on this is the risk and rewards of dealing with Antonio Brown. 375,000 page views last month. So thanks for all of your support. All right, time to get out of here. For the 7-Minute Sports Daily, I am Dave DeBaugh, reminding you that sometimes players, coaches, and front office folks make horrifically bad decisions. Bill O'Brien.